But then the teacher asked me to make an introduction speech in front of the class. I hated public speaking. My hands started shivering when suddenly a boy held my hand.
Hey, chill. You somehow remind me of my dad. He always says it's okay to be afraid. You know what I did on my first day? Just peed my pants. Go, say anything. I'm gonna clap for you anyway.
Wow, that was the sweetest thing I'd ever heard. With that, I made my speech really well, and everyone clapped, but only after him. His name was Justin, and I felt some instant connection with him. And we sat together and shared lunch that day. We became friends and only got closer over the years. Also, he said he didn't have a mom, but was really close to his dad. And then once at the parent-teachers meeting, Justin took me to the cafeteria to meet him. When I saw him, I noticed he had flaming red hair, just like me. But the shocking part was, he was the guy from Mom's album, and his name was Richard. Could he be my real dad? This was unbelievable. He left soon after, but I couldn't get him off my mind. As I saw him leaving, Mom walked in and they almost bumped into each other. And then they started talking like old pals. They knew each other. This confirmed it. So Justin's dad was totally my real dad? I knew Mom wasn't gonna tell me anything. I had to see Justin's dad again and try to find out the truth. Just when I was thinking how I'd get myself an invitation to Justin's house, I saw him coming out of the basketball stadium with bruises on his knees, and I suddenly had an idea. Hey, Justin, I think you're hurt. Please, let me walk you home? He said he was perfectly fine, but he invited me over for dinner that evening anyway. Now, I was so excited to meet my dad. The moment I reached his place, though, Justin said his dad was out of town on business for a week. Oh no. He then took my hand and led me to the dining hall, and I was in shock. There was slow music, candlelights, and flowers. Oh no, this sure wasn't right. I was about to drop his hand, but then he pulled me closer and we started dancing. Oh my God, this had to stop. But then he came forward to kiss me, and I screamed, No, we can't do this. You're my brother.
Wait, what? If you don't like me, just say that. You don't have to call me your brother.
I don't hate you, but I can't like you either, because you probably are my brother. I explained everything that was running in my head about his dad and my mom, and he looked like he was gonna be sick.
Yeah, maybe that's why you both are similar in a few ways. But how can you be sure with just a photo? We need solid proof.
That was right. The one thing that would really help would be a DNA test, so we could get a few strands of his hair, but none of his combs were there. Maybe he took them with him on the trip? After hours of searching, we were unable to find a single strand of Dad's hair. So for now, I had only one option: to confront Mom. But when I got home, a bigger shock was waiting for me. Mom had left a note saying she was going abroad on a sudden trip for a week. Her too? This made my doubts about Justin's dad and her even heavier. I called Justin and told him the news, and he said he was coming over. We talked about our parents for a while and then started watching a movie together. Titanic was the only one playing. I made sure to get the popcorn tub between us while we sat on the sofa. But sometime later, the popcorn was gone, and I realized we were something very close to each other now. And when Jack kissed Rose, Justin looked at me with the cutest puppy eyes. Oh no, this wasn't happening. I closed my eyes and started chanting, "Brother, brother, brother!"
Ew, heck no.
He jumped up from the sofa and left. This was getting embarrassing for both of us. We had to set boundaries if we were going to hang out together. The next day, before I went to meet Justin, I bought some customized t-shirts for both Justin and me. His shirt said, "Amica's brother," and mine said, "I am Amica." Better always wear this, so we don't confuse our emotions. He didn't look that happy, but wore it anyway. That evening, as I was cooking dinner, the doorbell rang. I opened the door and saw a man outside who said he was looking for my mom. When I asked him his name, he said it was Richard. Gosh, Mom, another Richard? I wanted to get some more details, so I invited him in. Hey, listen, Mr. Richard, you might want to sit down for this. You see, the thing is, it's quite possible that I'm your daughter. you're probably my dad." He leapt up like he had an electric shock.
What? My daughter? No, it can't be.
And with that, he pushed me aside and ran out like crazy. I ran after him shouting, "Hey, wait, I'm not crazy. I'm pretty great once you get to know me. Just stop, Dad." He didn't, but at least I managed to get his car's license plate. I told Justin about this, and he was even more eager than me to find out about this new Richard.
So it's possible he could be your dad too then? If yes, then we're not siblings. That's amazing. I'm gonna pray for that now.
Justin and I worked hard to trace this new Richard and finally got his address. We went up to his house that evening and sneaked in. We were looking around for clues in the master bedroom when suddenly we heard footsteps outside. I quickly pulled Justin into a small closet. God, how long do you think we'll have to hide in here? I'm sorry to drag you into this.
I don't mind doing anything for you, Amica. Also, your hair smells really nice.
Justin, would you cut it out?
Nice.
Justin, would you cut it out? You could be my frickin' brother. Just then the closet door opened, and Richard was staring at us in shock as we stepped out. And then he saw our t-shirts and nearly fainted.
Oh my God, are you two twins? This is a nightmare. You have to leave right now. If my family finds out about you, they'll kill me.
Oh, so you have another family, huh? But you abandoned me, Dad.
Shush, don't call me that. They'll hear you.
Dad, Daddy! He shushed me again. Don't shush me like I'm a kid. I'm 15 and I deserve to know the truth.
Oh, thank God. You're 15? I left your mom way before that, so you can't be my kid. I only came to your house the other day because I found an old diary of your mom's and I wanted to return it. But then you called me Dad and I freaked out. But I am so relieved now.
And he started doing a happy dance. Seriously? So it was back to Justin's dad again? We walked back home to my place in silence, feeling upset. As we sat down for dinner, the door lock turned and Mom let herself in. Finally! And right behind her was Justin's dad.
Dad? So we were right about you guys?
But wait, there was another man who stepped in just then, and Mom took his hand. Mom, I am so sick of this. Now don't tell me you brought another Richard.
Yes, but how did you know?
If you don't tell me who's my real dad right now, I'm gonna run away.
Me too. Calm down, darling. Let me tell you everything.
And finally, she did. Turns out, the new guy who Mom had brought was my real dad. He'd been at war when I was born, and then he'd gone missing. So Mom remarried after some time and kept the truth about my real dad from me. But what about Justin's dad? I saw him with you in a photo, and there was a locket too. Isn't he your Richard forever?
No, Justin's dad is just my college friend. The three of us studied together. He heard your real dad had been found, and we went together to get him. This is my Richard forever.
Oh my God! I'd finally found my real dad now. I looked at him awestruck, and he came forward and hugged me tight. I then turned around and saw someone looking even happier than me. Justin? I think you can take that t-shirt off now. I went near him, and he pulled me closer to kiss me. And finally, I let him.
Hi, my name is Tulip, and I have had anger issues since I was 3 years old. Please like and subscribe. I think it all started the day my father left us. He hated family life, and he just took off. I was so mad at him, and since he wasn't around, I took it out on everyone else. One time, a lady in the supermarket pushed my mom to cut in line, so I ran up to her and bit her. Tulip, you can't just bite people. She pushed you, Mommy. You have to use your words, sweetie. It was really hard for me. I felt like everything in my life made me mad, except for my mom. I spent all my free time with her, helping her with her job as a gardener. Mom took care of a huge yard owned by a billionaire. He was so rich that he let us live in a 2-bedroom outhouse in his estate. Life was good when I was there, until Evan, my worst enemy, would show up. Evan was the boss's son, and he was a total idiot. He and his friends ran around like crazy in the garden, stomping on all the freshly planted flowers. Are you crazy? You're crushing the plants. The ground is for walking on. Do you have any idea how hard it was to grow those? He reached down and plucked another flower. You mean this? Ah! I jumped on Evan and wrestled him by the collar. We both rolled around in the dirt till my mom showed up and pulled us apart. Tulip, you should never fight with that boy. You have to apologize. I'm not apologizing to him. He destroyed our hard work. They're his flowers to destroy. This is his house. If you don't apologize, he could tell his dad and I could get fired. Why was life so unfair? I made myself march up to that brat and forced out a sorry. He gave me a smirk. I'll accept your apology, Red. Red? Because your face gets all red when you're angry. Like right now. My name is Tulip. Okay, Red. Ugh, he was so annoying. I really wanted to control my anger, but one day I just broke. I returned home from school to find the entire front lawn totally ripped up. I picked up some mud in my hands and marched into his house with actual steam coming out of my ears. The second I found Evan, I threw the mud at his face. Then I started yelling, and I didn't stop until he literally put his hand on my mouth. I didn't rip out the lawn, you idiot. We played a football match. Wait, what? That's when I noticed a huge group of boys sitting behind him, all sweaty and dirty. I'm so sorry. I was so embarrassed. I just ran out of there. Red, wait! I didn't dare turn back. I couldn't believe so many people saw me having a total meltdown. I was so scared that Evan would get my mom fired for what I did. I just had to avoid him at all times. I started spending all my afternoons in the public library. And that was where I first met Theo. I think he was the most amazing guy